Hey everybody, John McCarra here. Welcome to another episode of Sixers Smack Talk. Um, Today I'm going to talk about, because like I said in the last couple videos, off-season's almost done, but just doing predictions just until season starts. Then I'll start doing some preseason reactions and shit like that after game stuff. Even if I'm working, I'll come home and do some late shit, and it'll be out the next day. Maybe I'll just do it the next day, whatever. But so today I'm gonna give you my Western Conference playoff predictions. This was tough. East and West are both tough this year, especially trying not to be biased for the Sixers. Well, I'm also gonna talk about first. I'm gonna talk about media day for the Sixers, which actually made me kind of change. If you watched my last video, you've seen that I put Sixers 2, Bucks 1. But hearing that, barring injury, obviously, this is all barring injury. Hearing that Embiid's goal is to play over 70 games this year and just not as much minutes so that he can constantly stay in shape and not fall out of shape, and he can stay consistent. And then also hearing, hearing is one thing. I believe the Embiid thing more than this next thing, just because it's so crazy to even imagine. But Ben saying that he will take an open three or any open shot if it's open. He's not going to force nothing, but if they leave him, he's going to take the shot. Hearing just those two things, it made me think, if Embiid plays 70 games and if Ben starts shooting and has to keep the defenses honest, that's the best team in the East, easily. And I don't see any ifs, ands, or buts. So I changed my prediction from Bucks being 1 to Sixers being 1, just off of hearing the plan that they have. And it's obviously a hopeful plan. I mean, I'm going to be wrong probably everywhere, but this is just my prediction. I think the Sixers will be number 1 or number 2, but I'm thinking and hoping number 1. Cause fucking Christ, if Embiid plays 70 games, if Embiid plays 70 games and it's just slightly better than he was last year, which is crazy to think, just cuts the turnovers down a little bit maybe, even though he's an underrated passer, but that's an MVP. I don't know any other way around it. That's an MVP. And Giannis is obviously the best player in the East right now. But Embiid. Let me look at the teams that are in the East. I think Embiid's number 2, and it's not even close. It's yeah. Giannis. I mean, Durant's hurt, though. I'm just talking about this year coming up. But, yeah, Giannis and then Embiid. So, Embiid gets better than he was last year. Him and Giannis are right there with each other. But anyway. So, we're talking about the West. We're going to talk about the Western Conference. My playoff predictions. So, I have, this just to recap, I have Clippers 1, Nuggets 2, Rockets 3, Jazz 4, Lakers 5. Excuse me. Blazers 6, Warriors 7, Spurs 8. I said this is the Spurs last year of making the playoffs, unless they get, unless the free agency's kind to them next year, which I don't think it will be. But anyway, here we go. So first game we're going to talk about, we're going to go 1 through 4, so it'll be 1 versus 8, and then 2 versus 7, and so forth. So I have Lakers versus San Antonio. Not Lakers, Clippers. Both teams that are in the same fucking building, though. Which I think is I always thought that was stupid since I was a kid. You have 2 teams playing the same building. Co-host Mr. Jugs. Alright, so Clippers, Spurs. I don't think this is a competition at all. I think it's Clippers in 4. I like Aldridge, and I like, DeRozan. I actually when I play basketball, I think I'm similar to DeRozan. I'm more of a mid-range shooter than anything. Um, but yeah, I mean, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and then a team that got better once they traded an all-star or a borderline all-star and Tobias Harris, and they kept their team similar to that. I mean, just come on, you know, it's Clippers in 4. All right, so number 2 is Denver versus Golden State. Now, I don't think Clay's coming back. They said he's going to be hurt until All-Star break's done. I don't think he comes back until maybe a month before the playoffs, just to get into the flow. So I think he'll be back in March. And I think, once he gets back with the team, Golden State's going to be obviously better than where they're seated. And I think that's going to be probably the best first round matchup. There's a lot of great let me take that back. It's going to be one of the best first round matchups. The West actually has so many great first round matchups. Like any way these are seeded, it's going to be excellent. Besides maybe Spurs, Clippers. But I mean Popovich, who knows? Maybe Popovich can pull out one or two. I doubt it, but so I got Clippers in 4. So for this game, I have Warriors in 7. I like the Nuggets, and I think Jokic is going to be basically unstoppable. But when you got Clay back, you got Curry just being, top 5 player ever. Not ever. I don't believe that. Sorry, right now. You got Draymond if he plays like he did in the playoffs last year, and how he's usually done without Durant. You don't really. Oh, and fucking D'Angelo Russell. People forgetting D'Angelo Russell. I don't think there's any way. No, there's definitely a way, but I don't see Golden State losing to Denver when they got their squad back. And I like Denver, like I said, but it's a tough matchup for anyone that has to play the Warriors because they're going to be lower because of Clay's injury. They're going to be lower than they should be. And once they're back to full health, that's a scary team. Next up, I have Houston Rockets versus Portland Trail Blazers. This is going to be fun. I think Dame and CJ are great together. I like that team. I think that team got slightly better. Oh god. Oof. I've been up early, driving around, running errands. Golden Boy's in bad shape. But yeah, I see Rockets in 6. I just think Harden's too great. Westbrook is going to be just running by them. Who do you guard? Who do you put on either of them? I mean, I would probably put Dame on Westbrook because they don't like each other. But then it's like after that, who the fuck guards? Who guards Harden? Nobody can guard Harden as it is. So I just think Rockets in 6. I think Harden will average like 44 that series. And Dame might too. But, Harden has Westbrook. And I know that Dame has CJ. But, I don't know. I just don't trust Portland in the playoffs. Even though Dame hit that fucking incredible shot. Rockets in 6. Alright, who we got next? Lakers, Utah. The toughest Western Conference game series for me. Because like I said, Clippers are going to kill the Spurs. Golden State and Denver, I think a healthy Golden State. I think it's still Golden State in 7. But I think, I'm more confident that Golden State can play like they used to than I am in the Lakers being a great playoff team. I know how great LeBron is. He's probably the 3rd or 2nd best player ever in the history of the game. And But Utah is a tough defensive team. They're a lot deeper than the Lakers. Um, but I have the Lakers in 6 against Utah. No, and Lakers in 7 against Utah. I think Utah is really. I think Conley's going to give that team what they need, which is, a great point guard. Donovan Mitchell, I don't want him taking those goofy shots, and I think that's what's going to kill them in this series. Donovan Mitchell's going to come down. He's going to take them shots that everyone's like, what the them Westbrook shots, and it's going to be like, you're not fucking Kobe Bryant or Dwayne Wade. Stop taking these goofy shots, and he's not hitting them. Look at his field goal, his 3-point percentage in the playoffs, and even like in the regular season. He shouldn't be taking some of the shots he's taken, and he had too much responsibility to take them shots as a young player. I think Conley's going to help him big time. But I think LeBron and Anthony Davis are just too great for any team, no matter how deep they are, even though that's all they really have, because I don't care about Dwight Howard, and I don't care about Rondo, and I don't care about fucking Avery Bradley and whoever the fuck else they have. I actually like Avery Bradley, but yeah, I think Lakers in 7. Alright, so I'm going to go all the way down to the finals, and then I'm going to do East next week, or at least in a couple days. I don't know when, whenever I feel like it. So the Battle of LA, it's Lakers Clippers. I think that's how the seeding works. I think it's 4. Whoever wins 4 to 5 plays 1 through 8 winner. So I think it's Lakers Clippers, and that's a tough one. That's an extremely tough one because, like I said, LeBron and Anthony Davis are great, but so is Kawhi and Paul George, and even though I'd rather, if I had to pick 2 to have on a team, I'd rather have LeBron and AD. When you look at the rest of the Clippers team, that's a scary fucking roster, and there's no answers. There's answers for, if LeBron plays like LeBron on defense as well, he's right there with Kawhi. And Anthony Davis can tear up pretty much anyone in the league besides Embiid. Every time they play, Embiid crushes him in that matchup. But Anthony Davis is cooking anybody else. But, who's guarding Paul George? Avery Bradley? Like, who's their best perimeter defender? Caldwell Pope? No. Is he even on the team? I don't know. I don't know. You know what? If I'm the Lakers, by the way, I'm giving fucking Caruso some minutes. I like Caruso. I think he's just as... I think he's just, who would you rather have? Caruso running point or, like, fucking... I don't even know who's their backup point besides Caruso. It has to be Caruso, so... Yeah. I think Clippers in 7. I think it's going to be a great series, maybe even 6. LeBron and AD are so great, but Clippers team is just too good. And then Houston Golden State, this was really tough. And it comes down to who do I trust more. And even though I think Houston is a little bit better I don't even know if they're better. It's so tough. I got to see how they play before I really dig into it, but I think Golden State pulls it out, wins in 7, and I think Golden State has to be one of the best lower seeds ever. It's not set in stone. Maybe they come out on fire, but I just don't. I think they're going to be starting out slow without Clay. But man, once they're healthy, I see them beating Houston in 7. I see Westbrook shooting Houston out of the series like he does in OKC. Bad decisions. Taking the ball out hard and saying it's not good. When you had Chris Paul, you had someone who was going to make, for more times out of not, the best decision. But Westbrook, you don't. Westbrook, you have an energetic guy that's could give you a triple-double any night, but he's going to shoot you out of games. And I think, once it's going to come down to, can they share the ball Um, like Durant said, 2 dudes, 1 ball, and we'll see. Westbrook needs the ball, or he's pointless. I mean, he can still rebound, but even that's overblown. You see fucking how Steve Adams used to fucking knock guys out of the way for him, but whatever. I see Golden State beating Houston. Curry, Clay, Dre, fucking McKenna beating Houston. All right, now Golden State Clippers, different story. I think Clippers in 6. It's just the Clippers are just too fucking good. They're just built so ridiculous. Um, they got who I think when he's playing 100% is the best player in the league. They have Paul George, who's the best defender slash like best 2-way player in the league, and I don't think it's close. I think Clippers in 6, and I think it could be 5, but I think Golden State. Curry's just too good. Curry's going to win them a game. Draymond's going to win them a game off of hustle and Clay and Dre on defense and shit like that. But when it comes down to it, Clippers in 6. And that's my Western Conference predictions. If you enjoyed that, like and subscribe. This is going to be a more of a Sixers-driven YouTube channel. But until more stuff comes out of it, until the preseason starts and stuff like that, I'm going to just do predictions. So I have one more prediction, the Eastern Conference, and then I'll talk about the final prediction. And then we'll start talking about the Sixers roster and Brett Brown and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Love and hip hop.